within it.
The federal judge rules in, and there's a case, an AI company, Anthropics. So the federal judge rules in the Anthropics' favor in a landmark copyright case, copyright infringement case, which basically saying Anthropics is fine to use books. So the lawsuit was filed by a group of authors for Anthropics using their works without permission. And so now basically the judge is saying that's fine. You can do that using other people's work without their consent and to train your AI model. Of course, I mean, we talked about this before, that the copyrights is probably on its way to end, because I think in Britain they are even either is in the process or considering to change their copyright laws to be adapt to be more favor, to help the AI companies. So now we have a real case, and I mean, probably they are going to appeal. So it's not the finalized yet, but nonetheless, it seems like AI companies are gaining grounds, and we could see the end of all the copyrights now. Is that what it is?
Yeah, absolutely, I think so. Absolutely, I think so. Again, a system which China is better adapted to than the West is, because you see, the thing to understand about copyright and patents and all of this is that they are seen in the West as property. So we've always had great difficulties in the West with compromising on property rights. And it's what Karl Marx said long ago, that a system starts to break down when it is no longer able to accommodate technological and scientific and social change. And here we see just one example.
Yeah, one more thing. Now, going back to Mamdani, so do you think both parties are going to try to stop him? Because he won primary, right? But now they're both parties going to try to stop him to become the mayor, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Whichever party. I mean, if he wins the primary, you will see lots of Democrats working to get the Republican elected.
Yeah.
And that in New York, by the way.
Yeah. And actually, the Democrat Party has been, I don't know, they have been crazy. Remember in February this year, David Hogg, who was another young, promising guy, who won the vice chairmanship, the DNC, and then they just canceled that election, just saying they invalidated the result. They just did that.
We're gonna have all of this happen again. Of course, it's going to embitter and anger people. I mean, again, the reason he has appeared at all is because people in New York are becoming deeply dissatisfied and angry with the political system that is not delivering for them. So they hear this man, he says attractive things. He does not come across to me as a radical revolutionary. He's not there to overthrow the Constitution or do any of these things. He wants to sort out systems for groceries, which I can imagine people why they would be interested in all of that. But he comes from outside the system. He has, in his case, left-wing socialist ideas. So they're going to do everything they possibly can to push him out.
Yeah. Now, actually, one thing I noticed that there were some commentators saying this whole relatively new ranking system helped him too. So in the past, you pick the guy and then the rest of, you just leave everybody else kind of a blank. But now you rank them. So who is my first choice, my second choice? And then when they tally it, so if you say, okay, let's say there's 5 candidates, okay, A, B, C, D, E. All right. So I like candidate E, even though the likely people who get elected probably A and B, but I like E. So I vote E as number 1, but I can rank like B as 2 or something. Now, in the past, if you pick E, you kind of like almost wasted your votes, right? Because the E is not going to happen. But today, when you rank it, you can rank E as your number 1 choice, but you rank B as your number 2 choice. So let's say if E, the first round calculation was the last, then E got taken out. So E is no longer on the running, but B, since you choose B as your number 2 choice, your vote will go to B. So that's my understanding of this ranking system. Yes. Now, some people are saying this is a better system because it's better reflect the people people's true will, because in the past I don't like any of them, but I can't, I don't want to waste my vote, so I have to pick between the two. But now you can actually choose the people based on your preferences. Now some people are saying that system helped him. Do you think that could be an improvement for our
Well, it might be, and it could be why one of the reasons why he won. I mean, because it does seem to have been unexpected. So I can see that. I can absolutely see that. What I think it would have done is that it would have helped him to break through, because it's clear that now that he's got to the position that he has, he's actually attracting not just preference votes, but positive votes. People are saying, well, look, he can actually win now. So I like what he's saying, so I'm going to support him. This very much happened with Corbyn in Britain, by the way, when he began to win primaries to become leader of the Labour Party. And people were giving him support, not because they really expected him to win initially, but because he was known to be a nice man and people liked his views. And for that reason, he was getting second votes. And then suddenly he broke through. And the moment he did that, you saw this huge surge of support for him come from the grassroots of the party, which propelled him to the leadership of the party. And then it became clear in 2017 that a lot of that huge surge of support was reflected in attitudes across the country as a whole.
We will see. Let's watch. Let's see in November if he wins. Okay.
Yeah, indeed.
All right.
Indeed.
Okay. Let's talk next time. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sophia. Speak next week.
Bye.
Bye.